I think when people think of mountaineering, they mostly think of the climbing element of it, and they think of big, shots of Mount Everest. I don't think people usually think of that moment, your usual moment of mountaineering, where you're just putting one foot in front of the other over and over and over again.
We're the BU Outing Club. We love to go outdoors. We do this just about every weekend, and this weekend we're planning on going to Mount Adams in New Hampshire.
It's my first real winter ascent of anything. Definitely the cold is something that concerns me. I'm not sure if I'm prepared. Hopefully the weather will hold out for us.
Winter trips are 10 times more complicated.
I hike in the wind pants with something underneath.
I haven't put a lot of thought into my gear and the clothing that I'm going to wear.
It's going to be really, really cold. We got to make sure that everyone's well layered. Has the proper sleeping bags.
You can never go into a backpacking trip saying you're prepared. If we don't have the right sleeping bags, somebody could get seriously injured. So we really need to make sure we have all the right gear. We're going to take the Lowell's path up. We're going to be crossing the link path up through 1.7 miles. The plan for tonight is to hike 3.7 miles up to the perch where we'll camp, and then tomorrow we'll make a summit attempt.
I think it'll be a really great bonding experience between me and these guys that are going, especially since I don't know some of them.
I just want everyone to experience the rush of getting to the top, even if we don't make it, That's not the point. It's climbing up vertical feet, just challenging yourself.
It's making that first step, like taking the plunge into that situation where you're not going to be able to get out of, that a lot of people don't take. Once you do take it, it opens so many more doors.
You just feel like you're going uphill for hours and hours and hours, and you have no perspective of where you've gotten.
We were sort of reaching the end of the day, and I think a lot of us were getting pretty tired, and we just wanted to reach the campsite. Everyone else is just trying to push each other to keep going.
When we got to the shelter last night, I hardly knew how to deal with anything just to keep myself warm, let alone these guys went to work cooking for all of us.
I'm wildly impressed. The fact that these guys can lug all this stuff up here, pull out like miniature stoves and bowls and plates. The best service that I've ever had in my life.
I couldn't believe that the other guys were working on our dinner because I was just so cold and I couldn't really even move.
We're using water that we used for cooking and for washing dishes, and we're putting it heated into our water bottles, and we're going to put it into our sleeping bags.
I thought I was going to wake up in the middle of the night freezing cold, but man, those 0-degree sleeping bags really kept me warm.
We're going to get back on the Randolph path, head up the mountain, onto the Appalachian Trail, hit Mount Adams.
It's really been quite the adventure. I've been out of breath sometimes, I've fallen a bunch of times.
It kind of puts you up against a wall, and you've got all these obstacles, and it's just about surmounting them with nothing but what you have kind of in your spirit, in your soul, and on your back.
These trips actually put you in a super stressful situation, such that you really learn what people are about.
To me, at the point of reaching tree line, that was a little bit scary, but also exciting. I could finally see sheer drop-offs on either side. You were much more exposed.
You watch the trees get smaller and smaller, and you watch the vegetation become more sparse until you come to a place where nothing can live. On the one hand, really gain a respect for Earth and for this place that we're really not meant to live or not meant to be comfortable. And it's really pretty rewarding to be able to, even if not for very long, to be able to visit such a place.
So when we got up there, the weather was so perfect that the decision to take the summit was made for us.
We were a little discouraged last year because we got up to tree line.
The wind was blowing so hard that we couldn't stand up, so we had to turn back.
This could be difficult.
When you take yourself out of your comfort zone and you get into an environment that's harsh, you really feel much more closeness to the people you're with.
It's really rewarding to know that I can do this, and I'm really proud of myself and everyone here for having done it.
We're more thankful that we can find people that want to go out with us and do things like this.
You feel like you're on top of the world and you're seeing things that not many people see.
It's Adams, so it's not a mountain to be taken lightly by any means. We tried last year and we got turned around, and that's what makes today really special. So this time we made it.